Hello there. There are two ways to look at this mounting blockade of the UK. Either it's driven by health requirements or by an attempt to damage Brexit UK. Firstly, please subscribe and like this video to give my channel a boost, and I'm always uploading new content, so please do check back daily, and a big thanks to my Patreon and PayPal supporters. Now, I said there are two ways of looking at this sudden blockade of the UK. It's either healthcare driven or Brexit driven. Some may say it could be a mixture of the two, but I put that in the politically driven bash Brexit Britain camp. But I will mention before I continue that many people have different views about the pandemic and how it's being handled in the UK. So, Boris Johnson openly announces that the UK has a health problem and had already reported it properly to the World Health Organization on the 14th of December. His announcement triggers the response by other countries to start imposing travel restrictions from the UK into their countries. Now, it's not just EU countries that have done this, and it's not just France. I gather that Israel, Canada, India, Turkey and Switzerland have also followed the lead of the EU states of France, Germany, Italy, the Netherlands, Austria, Ireland, Belgium, Poland, Lithuania, Latvia and Estonia. More may well follow as events unfold. The only assurance we have is that COVID vaccines will still get through. But the immediate outcome is that the French President Emmanuel Macron has stopped goods and passengers entering France from the UK for at least 48 hours, and the Channel Tunnel has also been closed. And immediately the already large queue in Kent of lorries trying to leave the UK for the EU has multiplied, and many disappointed travellers have had to return home. There will also be many Irish-based lorries and drivers in that queue carrying goods over the UK land bridge from the Republic of Ireland to the rest of the EU, but they may be forced to turn around and take their loads back home to Ireland. Now, the EU nations and others will of course claim they are doing this for health reasons, but I will point to a Reuters report from October the 29th that starts with: a coronavirus strain that emerged in Spain in June has spread across Europe and now makes up a large proportion of infections in several countries, researchers said, highlighting the role of travel in the pandemic and the need to track mutations. And it goes on to say that this new strain accounted for 90% of new infections, and it went on to say, the strain has crossed European borders and accounted for 40 to 70% of new infections in Switzerland, Ireland and the United Kingdom in September, they found. And the researchers wrote in their report that its frequency in the UK has continued to increase even after quarantine-free travel was discontinued and the main summer travel period ended. Thus, this variant might transmit faster than competing variants. And my questions are, where were the reports to the World Health Organization and where were the travel bans back then? Now, some people may look at this and say that the UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson should have seen this and acted earlier. He is therefore incompetent, they argue. But if that's the case, given the Reuters report, it makes every single other leader around the world just as culpable, as they seem to have done naff all about it either. Why weren't they all imposing travel bans on Spain, for example? So maybe this new variant did not originate here in the UK. Something here does not stack up, except for the lorries in Kent, of course. We should all be questioning this. So the next immediate thought is it's a form of Brexit revenge to either force the UK to take a rotten EU-based deal or to get the UK to beg for a last-minute Brexit extension, something that the likes of Nicola Sturgeon have instantly been screaming out for. Now, one of the points about this travel ban that the pro-EU lobby fails to recognise or admit to is that if this is a health-driven blockade, then it would have happened to us in exactly the same way, even as full EU members. So a Brexit extension would not open the UK to the EU transport links, nor presumably to those like Israel and Canada. All it would do is pile uncertainty on more uncertainty. Now, there is the possibility that the EU, and especially France, are using this announcement by Boris as an excuse to heap some pain on the UK. All to show the people of the UK a vision of the future outside the European Union, all in the hope of either bullying us back to the negotiating table to sign up to a nasty EU deal, or to at least get the UK to ask for a Brexit extension to give Michel Barnier more breathing space to try and beat us down in the talks. The big problem for the EU with this little one is that if the UK were able to show that this is the case, the EU would be proved to have not negotiated in good faith. And Brussels would also be acutely aware that any such action would do considerable damage to Irish hauliers taking goods across the UK land bridge into the rest of the EU. Now, the message news coming out this morning is that the French authorities are working on a protocol to get traffic moving again as soon as possible, with Sky saying it could be a matter of hours. And on the UK side, the message is not to panic buy or stockpile. But to no avail, as shoppers have been queuing up outside supermarkets since the early hours of this morning. Despite a Sainsbury's spokesperson telling the BBC, all products for the Great British Christmas Lunch are already in the country, and we have plenty of these. We are also sourcing everything we can from the UK and looking into alternative transport for products sourced from Europe. If nothing changes, we will start to see gaps over the coming days on lettuce, salad leaves, cauliflowers, broccoli, citrus fruit, all of which are imported from the EU at this time of the year. We hope UK and French governments can come to a solution that prioritises immediate passage of produce and food. And Tesco told the Telegraph, "We will not run out of food. There is no reason to panic buy. There are the same number of shoppers out there as there were before any new announcement, and we have enough stock to supply them all, even if more now come into our stores because online delivery slots are full." And if the French do get transport moving again, then those with rooms full of loo rolls will look a bit silly. And just like last time, there will be skips full of uneaten food. But I do get the feeling that the UK government has something up its sleeve ready for the first week in January. I do hope I'm right. Anyway, it all comes down to whether this was all driven by the science or by the Brexit politics. But what we should also be thinking about is that if this pandemic is to blame, then we need to be reassessing the UK's levels of self-sufficiency across the board. Anyway, if you want to hear more from me, please don't forget to subscribe and also press that little bell, or you won't get any notifications. And if you want to see more of me, buy a mug with my mug on it by following the link in the descriptions box below and support me on Patreon or PayPal. So what do you think about all of this? Please share and comment, and thank you for watching.